Beautiful ones,
What's
I'm
up?
Bird Mahia, and this is Naim.
Peace, peace, peace.
We're going to talk today about soulmates. All right?
Goodness.
We're going to talk
I
about
love
soulmates. Well, so
Soulmates are
first of all, soulmates not twin flames, right?
No,
We're
definitely not. Totally different bracket. Still in the realm of relationships and love, but
And it's a soul relationship, right?
Indeed.
So we talked, watch our last one about twin flames. We're going to twin flames. Yeah, watch it. So it's it's in your mirror self. So we're going to talk about soulmates. And Naim and actually we're soulmates, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But we're not in a romantic relationship soulmates. No. We're friend soulmates, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
that's the uniqueness about a soulmate, is that you will find soulmates within so many different types of characters that come into your life. It's not always, a soulmate is not always a relationship.
But it can be.
So it can be, yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's also, like I said, it's like with a twin flame is like a direct mirror of yourself. Like I spoke in the last video, it's a direct mirror. Mm-hmm. So it's like you're meeting yourself. With a soulmate is not a mirror of yourself. A soulmate, the uniqueness of finding a soulmate is it's a soul that is not you, and yet you guys have this harmonious connection. Mm-hmm. Versus like with a twin flame, it's like you guys have the same DNA. You guys are the same person. But with a soulmate, it's like there's just this for some reason there's this with the twin flame. It's understood why you guys have that connection. But with a soulmate, it's unique because you don't know why this person makes you feel this way. Soulmate, the twin flame makes sense. When you meet them, it makes sense. But with a soulmate, it's like, why is this energy here? Yeah. And you will find a soulmate in many different characters. Like I said, you'll find soulmates amongst your friends. You'll find soulmates amongst your coworkers. You'll find soulmates amongst sometimes but like I said, not in a relationship way, but more so in like a cosmic being that you've met in another life is also a soulmate that you journey with. A soulmate doesn't automatically mean relationship, because I can meet a male that's a soulmate of mine, but we're not in the sense of he's like a relationship. It's a spirit that I have known before in my life. I've journeyed with before.
Yeah,
there you go.
And you usually recognize it. So if you want to know more, like I have my soulmate twin flame series, you can kind of go over that. But like for me, a soulmate, like is this connection, but for me, it's kind of like someone that maybe I've traveled with before. And like there's usually it's kind of, for me, it's like kind of an instant connection. Like you kind of like connect and you feel good.
You see them, and it's like, it's where the whole love at first sight comes from, is you see a soulmate. Is that what it's like? You just see them and it's like, boom. For some reason, that person takes my breath away. For some reason, my heart just starts
when you get
them,
some of them, like when you get the romantic, that's what it's like. But sometimes,
but sometimes it's just right off the bat.
You just
like
have
you see
good
them
vibes,
and it's like,
you're just like, wow.
He's just drawn.
Yeah. So.
Indeed.
And they usually they make you feel good.
Oh
like,
yeah,
like
right
Naim and our energy is like, it's good. Like it's like we've always been like that. Like since we met, like it was just like boom. Why is this energy right now? And the other thing is that they're there to help you. A lot of times a soulmate will come into your life because they're to assist you. So a lot of times for me, like when I first started bumping into soulmates, and I think for me, it's like when I got spiritually evolved, then I started bumping into all these soulmates. And at first I was like, oh, maybe this is it. Maybe this is the one. And then after a while, I started understanding that, okay, this is someone you traveled with before. It doesn't mean that it's the one. But usually it means that they're there to help you grow. But there's that instant connection. So that was what was confusing for me, because I'd meet someone, I'd be like, oh my goodness, look at the vibe. Like this is it.
Right.
And
because you're going to go through many soulmates. That's the thing about finding a soulmate, is like, for me, when I first heard the word soulmate, I heard it just socially. That's what everybody called the person that you met and that you had a bound connection with. But they said it in the sense of like, you're my soulmate. You're the only soulmate. Even I used to say it. I've told women that I love, like, you're my soulmate. Well, I told one woman that, like, you're my soulmate. You say that, like, no, it's you're my soulmate. Oh, no, you're my soulmate. Oh, no, you're my soulmate. Like, they're all your soulmates. None of them are your twin flames, but they're all your soulmates. So a lot of times you'll go through a quick journey with somebody. Sometimes it won't be a long relationship. It'll just be really good for a little bit of time. Sometimes it's longer, but they're definitely there to assist.
They're usually there to assist. So, and sometimes it can be really beautiful and you don't want to let it go. Oh gosh, and you're just tough. But sometimes they're just there for a moment to assist you. And usually it's like, you feel like you've known them before, like you just connect, like talk for, like you and I can talk for hours. Like we talk for hours and like it's like really deep. We're always there to assist each other. Like those are kind of things that you recognize a soulmate with.
Yeah,
definitely. But you know, when you meet them, you kind of have to be like, is this really what I need for the person to date? Because you get, you know, especially when you're younger and you're like, or you have, you're not even when you're younger, when you start bumping into soulmates, whatever age, then you're just like, oh my goodness. Because I feel so good around their energy, right? But a soulmate could be your life partner.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I believe, you know, we've talked about twin flames. You know, my personal stories. I'm not going to live my life with my twin flame. I will be with the soulmate. One of my soulmates, it will be my permanent man, right?
Permanent man.
But it's not going to be Naim because we're friend soulmates, right?
Yeah, definitely. We save the world by not being together. You know what I'm saying? Because our energy is needed for others, not needed for ourselves. We have to have somebody that balances. You know what I'm saying? And being a light worker, you can't have another light worker because they're well. I know you kind of like change that theory a bit, because I know you said some light workers.
I think some maybe, because I know some light workers that are with light workers, and I've had arguments.
I ain't never met them.
I thought about that, and I'm like, I think, because that's what we decided. We're like, two light workers can't date because we'll get so enmeshed in each other's energy. Like we'll never. No one's gonna ever see us, right?
The love shop's gonna close.
We just.
Sorry, you keep on moving on by. And no, man, journey's too important for that.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So, but we'll talk more about our belief on light workers being with someone that's grounded, and
that's another.
We'll have another discussion about that. But you know, a soulmate.
Specifically,
Yes. So
soulmates.
One of the things that I think is important about the difference between a twin flame and a soulmate, twin flame is about being whole. So if you're in a relationship, if you are in your relationship with your twin flame, you have to be whole. And you know, usually because your reflection, your weakness, the thing that bothers you about your twin flame, like there's a thing that really irritates you. Usually it's the same thing that you have, because you're mirrors of each other. So it's kind of like you kind of have to, and you can't be like with your twin flame, like, that irritates me, because that's going to trigger them. It's kind of like
it's the mirror. It's
like you have to do your own work.
Mirror. Everything that happens with a twin flame has the mirror effect. You try to, like you said, point out their flaws, they're going to point out your flaws.
And it's the same thing. And it's going to really annoy you. But with the soulmate, like Naim's weaknesses are different than my weakness. So when he can have one of his weaknesses, and I can say Naim, and I can assist him because it doesn't reflect. It's not bothering me because it doesn't trigger my stuff, because his weaknesses are different than my weaknesses. And the same thing with you. Like when you see bird stuff, you know, you can address it with me, and it's not like we don't trigger each other in that way. It's like we can help each other grow. And so I kind of feel like, you know, on your journey, sometimes if you haven't quite become whole, your soulmate can kind of help you a lot. I think that's a lot of times the soulmate gets you along, like, but you don't want to suck, you know, in them and like, this is it, and I need you to feel it.
Exactly.
But a lot of times when you are in that process of becoming whole, a soulmate can appear in your life
and just give you love,
to give you love and help you.
So much love. They will love you so tenderly, so sweet, that you feel like, why would I want to be with anybody else? Because they're loving me so good right now. And because it's like a pit stop. It's like the universe saying, here, I'm going to give you a break from not being loved, and I'm going to give you this bomb individual who's going to just captivate everything about you, but you're not supposed to leave with them. You feel me? This is just a temporary.
Like, no.
What do you mean? Oh my goodness. Oh, so many soulmates. But usually, like I said, it's very beautiful. Like the thing about being with a soulmate is the work is different. It's still work, but like you said,
it's easier, right?
It's a different process of how you get to the point where you guys are both unified, versus like with a twin flame, they both end in love, but the twin flame journey and the soulmate journey process differently, if that makes any sense. You know, the things that you go through with your twin flame, you're not exactly going to go through that with your soulmate. Your soulmate takes off, you're going to just be like, okay, I don't know what happened. They just left, you know, and it's going to be something that bothers you, but you're not going to be driven to like seek them out and like go after them. And a lot of times you mistakenly do that. People treat their soulmate like it's their twin flame. And like how you said, they absorb that person because their love is so good and they feed off of it, and they're not loving themselves. They're living to love you. You know, they're living to try to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's very important to just acknowledge when you have a soulmate in your hands. That way, when you meet somebody, as you start to get to know them, you'll feel them out. You'll be like, okay, you're a soulmate. I know this isn't going to last long. You know what I'm saying?
But sometimes a soulmate can last long. So I mean, so
you can be with a soulmate for the rest of your life. The soulmate can give you the soulmate can feed your soul and your heart the same way that a twin flame can. It's just differently. You feel me? It's just like you can eat a sandwich or you can eat a bowl of soup. Both of them are gonna fill you up and they're gonna both taste good. Yeah. It just depends on how you're gonna feed yourself. So both situations can feed you and love you and give you what you need. You're just gonna feed you in a different way than the other way would. But both can be totally efficient.
Yes.
So just because you don't end up with your twin flame doesn't mean you won't get the love you think you get. You just won't have that same.
And it doesn't mean it's not gonna be as amazing.
No,
that person is gonna be like, it's a thing that's beautiful and harmonious. But for like I was saying, like a lot of times we were both getting confused because soulmates would come along and we think, oh, this is who I'm gonna journey with, like this is it, and then like they would like. It wasn't it, and then we were like, "What's going on? Like, how could we get along?
I was making the same mistake.
How could we get along so well? And like, what's going on, right?"
Yeah. I meet a lot of. I don't say I meet a lot of women, but I've journeyed and I've loved many different women, and each time that I loved one of them, I always looked at each one of them like, "You're my soulmate. Why is this not working?" Or we're supposed to be together. Like, you're the one. You're the one. But then the time will come for me to realize that our journeys are not to continue together. The signs will start to appear that this is not the cosmic relationship that it appeared to be. It was just a large amount of infatuation, and how do I say, like, it was like you said, the emotional pit stop that the universe placed you in to receive that love and learn from that person in that instance. But it's not something that's supposed to carry with you continuously, because you're gonna come to a point where if you are focused on your journey, the universe is going to pull you this way and they're going to want to go that way. And that will be your sign. It's not so much in the sense that they do something you don't like or they're bothering you and that's why you guys aren't together anymore. It's going to be a true divine journey where your two souls are going to have to go separate ways, and it will show you, because divinely, and the individual that will match with you guys' journey will be in a harmonious wave, like the fish do. You guys will be journeying on the same path, because everything you've done has brought you to this moment where you're here now, and you two whole people can look at each other and say, I'm here because I choose to be here, and the other person saying, I'm here because I choose to be here. This is where I know I'm supposed to be because I've dealt with myself, I've dealt with my pain, I've healed myself. I love myself more than I love you, and I'm choosing to give my love to you versus me being overcome with emotion and driven to love you because of how you make me feel. No, I'm driven because of what I've learned, what I've seen, what I've processed, what I've understood. I'm not letting my emotions drive the train of love for me. I'm letting my whole entire body be in the decision of loving this individual and this person loving me back. It's an exchange of energy. And when you do no longer receive that energy, that's when you have to stop it. And it's just to go back to what we're talking about. It just goes back to the fact that be prepared, because you're going to meet a lot of soulmates in your life, a lot, before you really land where you're supposed to. And it all comes from you starting. And the way that you ride this wave is you have to find your center. You have to love yourself first before you go out there and trying to figure out who's a twin flame and who's a soulmate. Find out who you are to you. Find out the other part of yourself, the relationship with yourself. And
then I think along with that, like when you choose to be with someone, like for example, you choose to be with one of the soulmates and you're like, everything's aligned and your purpose is aligned. Understand too that you're going to continue likely meeting other soulmates, and it doesn't mean that that doesn't mean that you have to be unfaithful and cross that. Like there be, like if I was in a relationship and you came along, we could have still been friends, but like I have to know that I have strict boundaries that this is going to be friends. I have a friend who's a soulmate and he's married. Like, so we have strict boundaries. Like, we don't go out for coffee.
I'm glad you brought that up. That's very important.
I know that I've journeyed with him. I recognize him right away and I'll assist him. But like, I don't want to get in the way of anything. No. So both of us have strict boundaries about it.
You got to be aware of that in a relationship, that you might find the person you're supposed to be with, or you are in a journey with a soulmate right now that has still more time to continue, or if you're just in a journey, or even if you're by yourself, you have to be aware that no, I misspoke. Not even while you're by yourself. When you're in a relationship, sometimes you are going to also meet soulmates while you're connected to somebody else.
Yes.
So be aware of that, because you might feel like, oh, wow, why am I thinking about this person? Why is this person captivating me? How come when I see this person, I feel a certain type of way? Those things are there, but be aware that you have this connection with this person because they're another soulmate. You're going to meet plenty of people that you can still possibly connect with, even after you've already might have found that person, because people just think like, oh, when I meet this person, I'm just going to go blind and I'm not going to see or feel anything. Like, the heart doesn't work like that. You feel me? You're still, if the vibe is there, the vibe's going to be there. Some people don't pay attention to that and they don't set up boundaries. And that's where you find yourself in situations where you end up being unfaithful, or, you know, people call, you know, cheating, or just being a person that is not appreciating what they have. You end up thinking that you need something else. And that's not it at all. It's just that's just another individual that you could have possibly maybe be been with, you know what I'm saying? But it's those boundaries, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have boundaries.
And you know, like
we definitely have to speak on another episode of boundaries. We're
gonna do another one on boundaries, and we're gonna also do another one just on talking about sex and energy and making choices that are conducive to your energy and to your being. So, but you know what you were saying about that, you know, when you're in a relationship, but sometimes it's also when you are single, because you may meet somebody that you have an instant connection with. They have a boyfriend or girlfriend, or they're married to somebody else. And like, that doesn't mean that you haven't, like, you're supposed to sleep with them or you're supposed to do anything. You have to honor that union, but it might be someone that maybe you are friends with them, and maybe you just meet. Like, you can meet a soulmate, for example, sitting at the airport in an airplane. They can sit next to you and you can have a conversation with them and totally connect. 3 hours, and you can leave totally different because of that.
Indeed. Like I said, soulmate journeys they can go from any amount of time. Like I said, it could be as short as a conversation to just a look. You might see somebody and they just, you know what I'm saying, for some reason, just that one person that you just noticed. Like, there's many soulmates. You're going to meet so many soulmates in your life. So be aware about using that term soulmate and what it truly means. You know what I'm saying? When you're out there in the world, you know what I mean? Don't be out there looking at people like they're the one and only soulmate of your whole entire life, because they're not. And you're going to get either they're going to get their heart broke, or you're going to get your heart broke. Somebody going to get their feelings hurt.
And
you
the
gotta
purpose,
be aware.
So before we end, like, the purpose of a soulmate and a twin flame in any relationship with anybody is love, to open yourself to love and to become whole, because that's what our journey is.
That's what it's all about.
All right. So we'll be back again with some more. What are we going to call these?
I don't know. We're still working on a title, but so far.
If you guys have any ideas, you can comment below. We'll comment on a cool title. So we're going to continue lots more of these.
T&Ts. We'll work on it.
But yeah, quick shout out to Naim's music. Check him out.
You just gonna shout me out on every clip? We're just gonna do that.
It's too good.
On number one fan right here.
Yeah, amazing music. All right.
Peace and love to you.